Hey guys! For those who don't know me, my name's Jasmine. I'm a qualified counsellor and all-round awesome person, and I'm going through the next big stage of my life, which is weight loss surgery! And I'm at 11 months post-tinkering. And I gotta be fair, not much has changed. I've kind of settled into a new normal, and whilst, yes, I've broken my, what ended up being 4-5 week stall, I'm finding myself focusing less on the weight lost according to the scales, but focusing more on how the whole procedure and the aftermath and everything is making me feel in other ways. But first thing is always first. Let's have a quick look at those current statistics. So as you can see there, I've lost not even 2 kilos in the past month. This is despite the fact that the first week and a half, I was still at the same weight I was in the previous month. I found my weight shedding much slower now than what it has, say, before I had my gallbladder removed. And looking at the research, that's perfectly normal. I know some people can get very antsy about how they're not losing as much weight as what they did initially or a few months prior, but it's normal for the weight loss to become slower and more gradual than the first 6 months. Especially at this stage when you're getting to that year mark and your stomach is more or less healed. That's normal. As long as, I guess, overall, you're eating much less than what you did before you even thought about having the stomach tinkering done, then surely it's all good, right? So throughout these last 11 months, I have been developing a new routine for myself, encompassing more exercise, allowing myself the time to eat and check in with my body after every mouthful to gauge how full I am each time, but developing new routines so that I'm not tempted to go to eat the things that facilitated my weight gain. I put the blinders on when I go straight into a supermarket, because my local supermarket, the first thing you see as you walk in the door is the bakery section. And that's where all the cheap pastries are going to be, which I used to gorge on. Now I can't tolerate them nearly as much, but nonetheless, I put the blinders on and go straight to, say, the veggies or the meat section. The other thing is going to the gym more. I mean, yeah, sure, we're still in lockdown here in New South Wales, so alas, I cannot make the short trip over to the gym and work out on the machines, but I'm going on the Wii Fit a few times a week now. But the other thing that's kind of changed for me over particularly these last 11 months is my way of thinking and how I'm thinking about this whole process, how I'm thinking about food, how I'm thinking about exercise, how I'm thinking about all those different things that encompass weight loss. And that way of thinking has folded into my new routines and my new habits. Things like listening to your body when you're eating. I would still listen to my body after every mouthful. I will give myself that moment and try and pick up any signals that my body's given me to indicate that it's satiated or it's full or, you know, let's have another bite, things like that. And I ended up developing, for me, a kind of 3-step system in terms of fullness. Step 1 being, I'm satiated, but I'm not chockers, but I am satisfied. Stage 2 for me would be, I am full, and perhaps a little bit over the point of satiation, but I am full. Just give me a moment to kind of relax and recover from eating as much food as I have. And then stage 3 is when I am overstuffed. Perhaps I ate too fast or I ate too much in the span of, 20, 30 minutes, and I have to run to the bathroom. But I've got little triggers that indicate each of those stages for me, and I pick up on those in that moment that I'm listening to my body. And I've kind of settled on all that. I'm not changing my routines or anything like that much, despite the small amount of weight loss, because I feel like all that's working. And that kind of leads into the next note I have. And that is, I'm focusing a little less on the number on the scales, because in terms of my weight, generally I am so much happier than what I was when I was fat. I mentioned 2 months ago, I'm not fat anymore. I don't see myself as fat. Other people might, and that's their prerogative, but I don't, and that's the important bit. But along with that, I'm noticing the small non-scale related changes, despite not even losing 2 kilos in the last month. One thing which I kind of pointed out to myself last week was where my rings are sitting now. Particularly this one on my left hand. It used to only fit on my pinkies before surgery. And then it transferred to the ring finger on my right hand. And as of last week, it could fit on any finger. But it's little things like that I'm still seeing in myself, despite the little amount lost on the scale. And as I'm focusing on those non-scale related goals, it's motivating me even more to go for the next little thing. So all in all, this month, I've reached the point where I've established my new routine. I am going steady. I am still losing weight, albeit a lot slower, but I'm still seeing those changes in me. It's gotten to the point where it's no longer a matter of, I have lost 5 kilos this month. Oh yes. It's at the point of, I am happy where I am. And if I suddenly stopped losing weight tomorrow, I'll be happy. I feel I've achieved a great deal thanks to the decision to get tinkered with. And I'm going to leave it there for this time around. To let you all know, my next video marking 12 months, 1 year since I was tinkered with, would be my last video in this series. So to everyone who's watched from the beginning, I want to thank you in advance for watching through and supporting me throughout this whole experience, this whole roller coaster. And I do hope to see you in the last one next month, where I will look, I guess, a bit deeper into how far I've come. I hope to anyone who is going through this with me, I hope you guys keep on trucking and find pleasure even in the smallest of goals that you achieve. And above all, do not forget, you guys are all awesome. In case no one's told you today, even if they have, you're still awesome. And I'll see you all in my last segment next month. Bye for now.